Alright, so what y'all are doing today is just a exponential matching activity, kind of based on what we were doing yesterday at the end of class. So this will kind of give us a little bit more practice on graphing those exponential functions. First thing it asks for, if you'll notice on number 1, it says function. So just checking the other page where I've got the cards on them. Our first function is y equals 2 to the x minus 2. So let's go ahead and write that in. Y equals 2 to the x minus 2. So all of these are, they have 2 as their base. And so what you're going to have is really no need to put it into the calculator. So I don't want you to have any calculators out, please. And I want us to fill this in. So I'm going to do the first one with you here. So 2 to the x minus 2. Second column says table. So looking at the second page, the back of that first page, I believe, we've got the tables. And it looks like they're all going -1, 0, 1, 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here to my problem that we're working. And we're doing x and y. -1, 0, 1, 2. And this is what you'll do on each of them. So just like we were doing yesterday, we're going to plug in that -1. So I've got, just kind of showing my work a little bit over here, 2 to the -1 minus 2. Well, 2 to the -1 is 1/2. 1/2 minus 2 is -1.5. All right, if I plug in 0, I've got 2 to the 0 minus 2. 2 to the 0 is 1, and 1 minus 2 is a -1. Okay, now plugging in the 1, 2 to the 1 minus 2, well that's just 2 minus 2, which is 0. And now I'm going to plug in the 2, so 2 squared minus 2, 4 minus 2, which is 2. So that's our table for this particular one. So I'm going to go back to the other page and see if I can find that table. So I'm looking for -1.5, -1, 0, 2. Okay, looks like they made these into improper fractions. So -1.5, well that's -3 over 2. All right, so it's that very first one. -3 over 2, -1, 0, 2. So we're going to put A on our recording sheet. Right there. Okay. And now the third one is asking for which one is the graph. So I'm going to take a quick look at this graph, see what I got going on. Okay, so it looks like we've got 9 of them that will be growth and 7 that will be decay. Okay, so this one, remember, was 2 to the x subtract 2. So that means it's exponential growth because 2 is bigger than 1. The minus 2 would move it down by transformation, so it's been moved down. So looking at these, it's the first one. You can see here there's where our -2 would be, and it is exponential growth. Okay, so that one's going to be a lowercase a. Okay, so this one just happened to be capital A and then lowercase a there. That's not always going to be the case. I did mix these up some, so don't just follow this. Don't think it's B and then B and stuff like that, okay? So you're just going to find the table and find the graph. You can work together. Do not use a calculator. You're not going to need it. And just get it all filled in and turn it in before you leave today.